Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all on the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment. For this live stream, I just turned off my VPN so we wouldn't run into any issues. If you appreciate the content, make sure to also, wow, almost repeated what I just said. Make sure to give me a follow on Twitter, YouTube, the Instagrams, and TradingView. You can find me right here. It's just one word, Crypto Bull God. There are some other accounts out there that are fake. They have underscores and things like that, so just make sure you're following moi. So we got DJ Netronic, which I'm going to get to in a moment here, who is being extremely gracious, and we have Kyle, who may be on drugs right now. So let's get into that. So let's get into the comments here. Let's kind of kick things off. You know, guys, I hope everyone's having a nice day. There's really nothing particular I wanted to cover in the charts. There isn't anything monumental going on right now. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to make this live stream all about you. You can ask any questions that you'd like on crypto from a TA perspective. We can go outside the realm of crypto as well. We could take a look at traditional stock market. We could take a look at Tesla. We could take a look at whatever you'd like to look at. So, but getting into what DJ Netronic said here, and thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate it. He says that he sold his Harmony One last bull run. I will say, that expanded flat correction threw me for a twist. Had I sold my Harmony One anywhere near the top, I would have bought a couple rental properties as well. I would have been right there with you. But live and learn, right? Even if Harmony One goes to 10 cents, I will be perfectly fine. I've actually done, I think Harmony One's going to do a lot more than that. Just making a point that I'll be completely fine with my investment portfolio. But I actually, earlier this morning, was actually doing some scenario testing on my investment portfolio in terms of expectations for rate of appreciation, and also depending on kind of when things pan out, if it's relatively in line with what I think, if it's going to go longer out versus what I think. And based on all of the scenario testing that I have done, I feel very, very comfortable with where I will be when things end. And I have a very nice range in my head in terms of what I can expect for myself. But man, that expanded flat threw me for a correction. If I had sold the Holy Crypto Trinity anywhere near those tops, man, I would at the very least, well, I'd be in a different situation right now. I mean, a much different situation. But you live and learn from that stuff and move forward. But I'm happy for you that you sold out, near the top there. Very, very, very good for you. So you've decided to sell those two rental properties and put the profits back into Harmony One. Prices are under a penny right now. I mean, if you're getting it at 0.9, and I think it's fallen all the way to market cap ranking 160. I put out that video recently about the buy signal, the rare triple bottom on Harmony One, which also looks like it might be playing out in DigiByte. If that triple bottom holds, that is a strong sign of a trend reversal to the upside. So opportune time to get in right now, in my opinion. Actually, we'll take a look at the one BTC chart. I haven't looked at that in a bit, and I wanted to actually take a look at that. So we might take a look at that. And also ZIL, which I know there's a lot of hype out there for ZIL. I'm not familiar with that project. So yeah, it sounds like you're making some big decisions today in terms of what you want to do. Now I'm not familiar with ZIL, but in general, taking those two rental properties, selling them, putting the profits into Harmony One and ZIL, you should see obviously a higher rate of return, at least with what I expect over just keeping them in the rental properties in the shorter to midterm here going into next year. Like I had tweeted out earlier today, I don't know if you guys are following me on Twitter. It's a win-win for me. I just want you to read this tweet here and understand my mindset. So first off, my conviction level. I have a monumental amount of conviction in this space in terms of the long-term prospects for it, the long-term success that we're going to see. with a lot of these projects that actually have utility and value. And for the space overall, I feel extremely confident regarding the space. And you can see what my plan is here. My plan is quite simple. Things can take longer than I originally anticipated. I could quite frankly care less. It simply affords me the opportunity to keep stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking. Again, the USD value of my crypto portfolio is much lower today than it was at peak times in 2021. But the number of units that I hold of crypto projects that I'm invested in is up. So I'm fine. I'm good. I'm feeling pretty freaking fantastic. So that is my perspective. That, in my opinion, should be your perspective as well. If things do take longer than anticipated, it just affords you the opportunity to continue scaling in at suppressed levels. So yeah, I had the properties about a year and a half, but after this bull run, I plan to get into vacation rentals in the Caribbean. Very, very nice. DJ, do you mind mentioning, and by the way, to your first comment there, I did give a heads up to YouTube that I've had many subscribers comment to me that the all notifications feature hasn't been working for them. My guess is they're going to I emailed them. My guess is YouTube's going to get back to me and send me something generic about making sure that your user settings are set up correctly, but I don't know. I'll wait to hear back. I just submitted that actually. That comment was my reminder. I actually just submitted that prior to the live stream, which is why I was a couple minutes late. So thank you for that reminder. Do you mind sharing where you're located at? So you're planning on buying some vacation rentals in the Caribbean? If not, I totally respect anonymity, but curious where you're located at. Kyle, you're going to get your ass handed to you. That's all I got to say about that. My prediction for the game is 34-20. I could see 34-23, but 34-20. Maybe the Vikings get a last-minute garbage touchdown. But I think the offense, you guys really don't have a defense. I think our offense is going to show up today. If we can actually run the ball, have a little bit more protection for our QB, and allow him to sort of play his game and do what he did last year. We have a lot of key players out on defense, actually. But still, with the crowd and everything, we've owned you guys. You got to admit, we have owned you. So any given Sunday, but I feel very confident regarding the game. So that is what I will be doing this evening. Obviously, I'm tuning into the Eagles Vikings game. Let's see what else we got here. Who else do we have in the live stream today? 40-0, yeah. What else we got? No drugs, guys. No drugs. Say no to drugs. Veneers. Ra, welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. Lots of emojis. Super sleepy, but managed to come in and say hi. Keep up the good work. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. And if you're feeling super sleepy, get some sleep, my friend. You can always watch this in syndication, but appreciate you tuning in. Google Cloud and Zilliqa just announced a partnership. Very, very interesting. They're at 105. What markets, what exchanges are they on? Now you can get them on crypto.com. Yeah, Binance US. You guys see the news coming out of Binance US. Keep in mind, Binance US and Binance are two different companies. Yes, they're related, but they're two different entities. Just keep that in mind as you're seeing all the FUD spread about Twitter. But it's not looking good, man. Not looking good for Binance US. You have that many high-ups departing. Not good for the organization. Which is disappointing, too, because I loved using Binance US. Gary Gensler really fucked him over. He really did. It's a really, for instance, where he just totally screwed everybody over. But I believe in life in general. The thing about Gary Gensler is, you know, I know I have that name for him that I tweet about a lot, Gary Tyrant Funktard Gensler. But in reality, just putting all humor aside, putting any anger aside, any of that, just taking a moment to be truthful, Gary Gensler, the thing that really despises me, the reason I despise him so much is because he is obviously politically fueled. I don't like talking about politics, but it's very evident if you actually read about a lot of his ties. He's politically motivated. He's disingenuous with his words and his actions. What was the other thing I was thinking of saying? I'd love to meet him in a dark alley. No. No, he's just very disingenuous. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It's very clear that he's also on a power trip. He's talking about AI. I feel like anything he can get his hands on to regulate, no matter how inappropriate it is, he wants to do. Perhaps to get a seat in a different governmental position at some point here. I don't know what his issue is, but anyone that really understands the industry and reads a lot of the information on him in terms of where his political ties are, and you listen to people who have actually met with him or attempted to meet with him and what that experience was like versus what he says, it's obvious when that's coming from multiple people, like the guy is a sleaze. Like that's what bothers me, is he's in a position where he could be doing so much good to protect investors, but he's not. I mean, he's obviously not. And I know a lot of times I come out here and it's just my personality. I try to be funny and interject humor in this space, but there's nothing funny about it at the end of the day. Like, the guy is a total ass. And the industry and the SEC will be much better once, if they ever get somebody in there who's actually genuine in nature. But anyway, it's just disheartening. Erica, just checking in to remind you that Jesus loves you. Is this another plug for Jesus Coin? Is this live stream going to have a lot of Jesus Coin people on here? But if you are saying that Jesus loves me, that is true. Jesus loves everybody. Houston, Texas. Really? You're not too far away, my friend. I haven't been to Houston. I have not been to Houston. I've been to Dallas and Fort Worth, which I very much enjoy, but I've never been to Houston before. What's up, Track? Good to see you in here, my friend. Oof, good to see you. Ra throwing out a super chat. XDC still in play for 4.5-ish cents. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are at 5.5 cents. Nothing has changed. I don't even need to pull up the chart. We just looked at it yesterday. That 4-cent region is still very much in play. I think what's happening is Black Oil, welcome in the house. Always good to see you, my friend. We're going to get to the charts in a moment here. Drop your TA questions. This, I mentioned, this live stream is, it's all about you guys. It's all about your TA questions. I don't have anything significant to talk about in the charts. Anything you want me to take a look at, drop it in the comments. Okay? Drop it in the comments. I think what's going on, DJ, what's happening is Gary Gensler is, he's going after those easy wins, right? There are lawsuits being filed where people either don't want anything to do with the lawsuit and don't want to waste their time, or they really just don't have the financial resources to fight the SEC, and so they will just settle, right? They're getting these little easy wins, but they're really not wins. They're really not wins in that sense, right? When someone is just acknowledging that they just don't have the funds to fight them, or they don't want anything to do with it and just settle, that's not a win. It almost feels like a bullying tactic. I was bullied when I was a kid. When I was in elementary school, I do not like bullies. Do not like bullies. And the way this is coming across right now is it feels like this enforcement team that is bullying the industry. So the chickens will come home to roost. All right, let's take a quick look at the charts, and then I'm going to get to your TA questions. We can take a look at anything you'd like. I'm going to take a look at the daily here and just share with you my current thoughts on price action. We can see this RSI bullish divergence is still in play. MACD is picking up, actually. I haven't looked at the MACD. It's starting to pick up, but we got to get all the way above zero up here. We're at negative 1,362. Okay, so we have to make a significant move up here. Yes, we'll take a look at those charts, both of them. BTC1 and Tesla, I'd be happy to. I mentioned I was going to take a look at BTC1. So we got that going on, but really, what's the main story here? Kind of nothing has changed since yesterday, honestly. We have a shorter-term descending resistance here that we're trying to get above. We can't even get above there. This doesn't leave me feeling super excited. We have a longer-term downward resistance we need to get above. And again, ultimately, if we're looking at the daily, we got to get up here past 27,000. We got to get up to like 27,600. So not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying nothing has changed for me, again, to invalidate those bearish weekly views we've looked at. Let's actually take a look at the, haven't looked at it in a bit. Let's take a look at the Williams Alligator ADXDI. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the DI indicator here, let's not even look at the ADX. If you look at the DI, the green at the moment looks like it wants to cross back below 20 and the red wants to cross back up. That's not what you want to see. This is what you want to see, right? This is what I've spoken to. And when you've gotten these negative crosses and you got price action looking like this and now the red's crossing here and the green's, it's not good. So that's what I'm saying. This month, we really need to pick up momentum. If we're going to do the outlier situation here, ideally what we'd like to see if we do have a movement down is something swift, something quick, and a V-shaped recovery. Which if we do, again, I want to reiterate, if we do get that downside movement, which I do think is the higher probability scenario, I do not think it's going to be something where we're going to fall to, say, 22,500 and we're going to stay down there for weeks. I do not see that happening. I think it's going to be something, I've said this time and time again, I strongly lean towards some sort of scenario where you do see a sharp correction and a pretty swift recovery up. That is the camp that I am in at the moment. Let's get off this chart. Digibyte, just wanted to share the chart for a brief moment on the monthly for all of the Digi-Bulls, everybody in the Digibyte community. I haven't seen YC here in a little bit. He may be in the audience. He may be quiet. I haven't seen Shane here either. But I remain extremely convicted and patient on this one. It's just taking longer to play out. I'm expecting a MACD monthly cross here in the coming several months, whether it occurs in the fourth quarter, whether it occurs in the first quarter, whenever that is. Bullish crosses on the monthly MACD have led to monstrous moves in this chart. We have this bullish divergence going on the stochastic RSI. And we have price that has just remained relatively flat. And at the moment, this actually is a triple bottom. We have 3 touches on 3 monthly candlesticks right now. So if this level can hold, this is actually a bullish formation similar to Harmony 1. Digibyte, if you study the price history, Digibyte, much like Doge, actually, is not one of these coins. Like it's not like Ethereum or not like Bitcoin where you get these nice small moves and corrections and maybe some stagnation and a large move. It does not operate like that. You can see the way this coin operates is we get a sharp movement up and a long period of consolidation down, okay, correction, consolidation down, and then we get a sharp movement up, and then we get this long downwards area of correcting. I mean, look at how much time we've spent correcting on Digibyte. When we topped here, you can see back in, let me see here, when was this? Back in May of 2021. Guys, we've been correcting for 853 days. The last time we had a monumental rise in price, was it that long or longer? 790. Okay, so this is the longest correction we've had since a monumental move in price. So it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of being patient. Matter of being patient. But I definitely, absolutely have not lost my conviction. I'm expecting this thing to make a monstrous move up. And for the record, create new all-time highs. Well above 18 cents. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Ra. I'm glad you saw the video today on traffic stop. Oh, were you? Do you mean you were at a traffic stop and you were attempting to watch a video? I hope that's not what you meant. But glad that you saw an update. Thanks for the XDC chart. Absolutely. Yeah, I just kind of spoke to it yesterday, actually. So did speak to that. When will the old useless coins finally die? There are like 12,000 crypto coins and eventually they have to go down, right? Yeah, as the market matures, I mean, it's like any ecosystem, right? My thoughts on that real quick, and then I do want to get into the TA questions here. Let me just share my thoughts on that. You do have to consider that this industry has not been around for a long time, so it's going to take a little while for some of these shit coins to really flush out. It'll be interesting. You know, one coin I think of, like I'll give you a great example. One coin that used to have a lot of prominence was Dash. Dash, you know, if you look back in 2017, that was a big coin. You know, the more the industry has, it's a great example to use for the sake of this conversation. The more the industry has matured and the more competition has, you know, technology has progressed. It's like anything else. The more competition there has been, the more that sort of has faded. Sort of in terms of interest and adoption and usage. But there was a country, and I want to know if it's actually still being used a lot. Dash, there were a lot of highlights in Dash's use. I don't know if it was Venezuela, what country it was. But a coin like that, I don't know that it's ever going to completely become obsolete. It's a really good question. However, what I would say is even if you look at the stock market today, right? The stock market is comprised of a lot of great things to invest in and a lot of garbage, right? And there's also a whole different sector of the stock market for OTC trading, like there's penny stocks, right? So I don't think in the next 10 years, this is my hunch, I don't think in 10 years you're going to come on CoinMarketCap and you're going to have like 100 coins. I don't think so. I really don't. I think if the ecosystem of crypto is what I think it is, you're going to have everything right now is broadly defined as cryptocurrency. But I think in the future, the way these things are going to be defined, you're going to have your NFT coins, you're going to have your gaming coins, you're going to have your peer-to-peer electronic cash coins, you're going to have your store of value coins, you're going to have your stable coins. You're going to have your layer 1 and layer 2 coins, right? So I think there will be indices within crypto, much like there are indices like healthcare and governments and pharmaceuticals, just like there are in the stock market, right? So I don't see CoinMarketCap going down to 100 coins 10 years from now. What are we at right now? How many coins are there? I don't even know. You know, say there are 5,000 coins or something. Wow, there's even more than that. That is fucking amazing. There are 9,118 coins, right? Maybe 10 years from now we have like, you know, 5,000 coins. I really mean that. I don't think if this ecosystem is what I think it is, I don't think you're going to come on here and there's going to be there's going to be 100 coins on here. It could be half of what it is today, but there's always going to be somebody inventing something, doing something from a technological standpoint to rival another form of technology in this space. Kathleen, welcome in. Glad to see you. I just saw you popped in. Robbie, safe CBG needs diffused. On a traffic jam or how it's called. I don't drive and watch phone. Yeah, Rod, don't watch or listen while you're driving, my friend. We want you safe. Like, get off. Actually, I'm telling you for once to get off the live stream. Get off the live stream, focus on the road, and for the love of God, don't be sending me super chats and things like that while you're driving. Not safe, my friend. We want We want to have you here for many, many more live streams to come. Okay, let's get into some charting questions, because that is what today is all about. Before the Eagles kick the crap out of the Minnesota Vikings. All right, this is still panning out well. You can see we're sort of in this massive falling wedge region here. Okay. One of the things that I did, wasn't there bullish divergence though? Has that faded? Yeah, there was some level of bullish divergence. It looks like it's faded. Is there any on the 3-day? Nah, there's still bullish divergence. No. Yeah, so the bullish divergence I do see on the BTC1 chart, if I go to the 3-day, you can see we're increasing here. And we're decreasing here, actually since here, decreasing, going sideways. Now, I'm not saying that this little bit of bullish divergence on the 3-day that's existed since June is going to result in some massive pop, but what could happen, there's a couple things. We could get a little bit of a bounce here. We could get some sort of a bounce in relativity, meaning one starts to outperform BTC in the short term, but then we just fade and roll over. Or we could break out of here with this bullish divergence and begin to form some of those lower lows, higher lows and higher highs to eventually get up to some price targets that I'm eyeing. Now, one thing I did do on this chart, this was on the most recent Harmony 1 video that I had actually posted on my YouTube video. You can check that out if you want, about the rare buy signal. I did highlight this area of interest for me personally that I believe that Harmony 1 at a minimum will get to. And that's this, I mean, you can see it here. It's roughly 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 5 zeros and a 4. All right, so we're just going to call it 0.4. And what I did here is I translated in USD terms what Harmony 1's USD value would be based on Bitcoin's USD value, right? So you can see here at a minimum, if we hit this level, which is my full expectation, Bitcoin between 90,000 to 130,000 would put Harmony 1 anywhere between 36 to 52 cents. Now, obviously, if your view is we're going to outpace this, right? In an extreme, if we doubled that and we got somewhere all the way very close to all-time highs, well, then you can actually, mathematically, there's a really simple thing you can do. If you think that the one BTC relativity value will double, it'll be twice as much, well, at these same BTC USD values, you just double the USD price here for Harmony 1, right? So put it anywhere between 72 cents to $1.04, right? So I thought this was helpful. But yeah, we're just in the middle of what I see as a falling wedge right now. Besides that, there isn't anything that's kind of sticking out to me in the chart. We did lose, well, I guess I should point this out. We did lose this area of support. Let me actually see. Let me see where there's another area of support here. Because it looks like, oh, there's an area right there. Actually, we're resting right on that. All right. And there is an area as low as, I'm just going to make a zone here. And that's what happens during this sort of the part of the, if you want to call it a cycle, so we could drift all the way down here. At this part of the cycle, this sort of formation in altcoins is very common when you study enough of these charts. If we looked at H-bar, it would show something similar. As big of a run as the Decentraland Mana had, we'd see something similar. What happens when there's a large correction in the market, your relativity values, okay, what was the word I was looking for? What happens when there's a large correction in the market and you see Bitcoin correct very hard, your altcoins are going to correct even harder, right? And similarly, the altcoin BTC relativity charts are going to bleed just as hard too, because all this is expressing is a relationship in terms of strength or weakness as it relates to Bitcoin's price movements. That's all it means. This whole movement down didn't mean, just so everyone's following this chart, this whole movement down on the 1 BTC chart didn't mean that Harmony 1 was going down in value as Bitcoin was going up. That's not what it meant. What it meant is whether one was going up or down, okay? The relative strength was in Bitcoin's favor. It corrected less harsh or went up more, all things being equal throughout this time period. Hope that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, we could flip to endless amounts of charts that look similar to this. So we'll just have to be patient, but that's what I see in the chart. The other question that I'll get to more of your comments. I just want to make sure to get DJ's question here. I'm pretty sure you asked about Tesla. 6 months ago, I would have said no way for electric, but now with the FSD 12 around the corner. Yeah, so quick, I had shared this with everyone in this live stream if you guys were here months and months and months ago. This might have been something I shared with you actually last year when I used to do the Bitcoin Crypto Happy Hour. I know at one point I had shared with you that for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you can actually look this up in my posts. I have a photo out there, at least one post out there, and it's of my 2021 Acura Integra. And I have a lot of work that I'm planning on doing for that car. Once I actually get a second car, I'm going to have a lot of fun with that car. It's not stick shift, but it will be. But what I had shared with you, I've taken such great care of that car. It's like in almost mint condition. It's not mint condition, but it's in very good condition. But the point is, it has a combustible engine. And I think car enthusiasts someday, many years out from now, are going to pay an arm and a leg for combustible engines because that is going to be a dying breed, unfortunately. I don't know about you, but I love to hear a car. I love to hear the sound. I love to feel it. It's why I was so excited when I test drove the Corvettes. When I was thinking about getting a Corvette for the past like 5 years and I never pulled the trigger. I must have test drove, I don't know how many Corvettes I've test driven. Probably off the top of my head, 4. But I just loved the feel of driving that car and hearing it. And it just felt like a car, you know? So unfortunately, the way the world is moving, that will not be a thing anymore. I don't think I've charted Tesla before. Oh, hey, what do you know? I have. It's been a long time though. When was the last time I charted this? Oh my God, 2020, guys. This could be an ugly chart. Jesus. I don't know what I was looking at here. This is back in 2020. Let's get this Bollinger Band off. Ugh. Let's go to the 1 week. Let's get this moving average off. Okay, so we're looking at Tesla. Ticker symbol TSLA. Everybody knows Tesla. This is on the 1 week. First thing I would like to point out on this chart, now we have the 50 and 200 simple moving averages here. One thing I'd like to point out, which is really good to see, it looks like based on current price action, as long as we can stay in this area up here, we're going to avoid a death cross on the weekly, which would be great. See how the 50 is sort of flattening out? It looks like it wants to begin curling up, and this 200 is still steadily increasing. So it looks like we're going to avoid a death cross, which would be very, very, very healthy. But the other thing that I see with price is we did have an area of downward bearish resistance that we have. Look at that. This is textbook, and I've gone over patterns like this with you guys countless times. You see the touch, 2 touch, 3, 4, 5 touch, 6 touch. We break it. What did we do? Well, how many times have I said this on this channel? We broke the downward resistance here, and then what did we do? We came back and we back tested the downward resistance there. Freaking textbook. I love when stuff plays out like that. I love it when a plan comes together, as Hannibal used to say from the A-Team. So what do we got to do now? We've back tested prior resistance. We've sprung board. It's like a springboard. We sprung right off of it. Well, I don't want to come back down here. I don't want to see Tesla back at 200. First off, I don't want to see another 30% in correction in Tesla. What we have to do now is, I'll tell you the first thing we have to do. This right here is a lower high relative to here. So we need to take out this level at 300. Plus 300 is a psychological level. The first area that you want to look for in terms of getting a little bit more bullish on Tesla is 300. Can Tesla on a daily and especially a weekly closing basis, can it get above and stay above $300? That is a good question that we will find out in the coming weeks ahead before year end. Okay. We also, this looks good. I like this. We have this general upsloping line. I'm going to delete this resistance so the line doesn't get too messy. You see that general upward line of support? I like to see that. I like to see that. We have a touch here. We have a couple touches here, and we almost came down to it there, right? So what we could do eventually is kind of come back here and test this area and then continue up, right? Now, if we do retrace prior to going above 300, where would be some sensible levels that we would pull back to? I think that's the first thing that we should have really spoken about. First off, there's clearly an area, and again, we don't get too cute on this channel. We don't need to get too cute. There's an area right here, and it looks like it's at 238. Okay, so I'm just going to clean that up. We're going to make that a nice clean 238. Okay, 238 is a very logical level. The next level I would look for to hold as support to remain bullish would be right around there at 216. Okay, whew, eyes are starting to, may need the glasses. 238, then 216. Now, if we lose 216, I'm not even going to draw an area of support because actually there is one right here. But 200 is a psychological level, and 200 literally lines up with both the 50 and 200 simple moving average, right? So you got a lot of price confluence right at 200. So what I would want to see hold first would be 238. If we lose 238, let's hold 216. If we lose 216, $200 on Tesla should hold a significant amount of support, okay? Because there's a lot of confluence there. You got a psychological level that we see prior confluence if we look left, and if we even look further left, I'm sure we can see it, yes. So we have price confluence to the left that I could draw a line here, but we also have these two moving averages, and because the price is above the moving average, if we were to come back to the moving average and price is bullish, it should propel off there, it should provide support. So those are my major areas of support. Other areas of resistance on Tesla, right about there. It looks like 314. Okay, 314. So you got 300, you got 314. That's a nice range of resistance. And then after that, then you can come back and we can reevaluate the chart after this next one. I mean, there's a couple different areas. I wouldn't really start getting excited all the way up here at 372. Now, there are other areas of price confluence I could choose to draw in here. I just don't want to muddy the waters too much and draw too many lines in here. But yeah, you got some other areas of price confluence here. But once we clear 314, the next major area I see is like 370, 372. Okay. Once we start getting above 370, 372, let's definitely come back to the chart. That's interesting. I didn't see that at first. Interesting. You see what I just saw? If we draw a downward area of resistance right here at the highest lower highs, okay, we do have three touches, which for me is significant up here. A touch, a touch, a touch. Now we have another touch, and we're pressing up against it. So it certainly would be bullish if we can stay above this area here. Like if we can even close the week out, guys, we only have one day on Tesla. If we could close the week around 280, so if we can push up like $4 tomorrow, that would be good. We can get up to like 280 because we'd be clearing this downward resistance here. Price indicators. There's got to be something in this office that's giving me allergies. What is this? Money flow. Get that off. MACD. Oh, I like to see what I'm seeing on the MACD. See how the MACD is about to cross up in positive? Very, very good. RSI's at 62. Very good. Stochastic RSI 73 or 54, man. This thing is set up beautifully. I would start to get excited, a little excited this week, a little bit. We close at about 280. Next week or the week after, whenever, if we start pushing above that 300 level, things are getting interesting, but then 370. That 370 area, man, we start getting a candle body close. It closes above 370. Winner, chicken dinner. Things are going to be pushing a lot higher, in my opinion, in other words. Okay, let me get to the comments. I've missed a ton of comments. Appreciate the engagement today, guys. Very, very much. No, wait, hold on. I'm losing a lot of comments here. Whoa, DJ, I thought I saw this comment. You have a child on the way? Congratulations, man. I missed that comment. I should be super chatting you and sending you money. Decided to induce a baby next week, about 8 pounds. It's a boy, going to be named Noah. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's, I don't have any children. I can't imagine what that would be like. It's got to be the most exciting thing that you'll ever go through. Congratulations. You've never been excited about Digibyte. Well, I love the project and I appreciate the community. Yeah, I missed your earlier comment, man. Congratulations on having a kid. A boy, huh? So I think by 13 months, let's get him in the gym. Bench pressing, curling, squatting. Let's go. Now, if I had a kid, I would wait till I do the same thing my dad did. I would wait till age 14. I didn't start working out until 14 and a half years old. And I started working out in my parents' basement 3 days a week. 3 days a week. Never missed it. Never then. Even at the age of 14, I was very disciplined. Never missed a gym session. Never. Carries through to this day. Let's see. What else we got? Cardano. Track has a question on Cardano. Do you think there is further downside? Let's get into that, and then I'll get into your further questions. Great question on Tesla, by the way. I appreciate that one, DJ, because I like doing stuff, especially on the way things have been lately. It's nice to get out of the crypto markets and just look at things in the traditional markets, right? So, all right, let's look at Cardano. Nope. Is it Cardano? Oh, I'm so funny. This is on a weekly. First things first, I don't see anything on the RSI. RSI looks like it might be rounding here, but nothing super encouraging on the technicals. Now, price action is king, so let's focus on price action. Right now, we're sort of in no man's land. Do we have a falling wedge? You might have a little divergence there, but I don't think it's even worth pointing out. Let's go back to the weekly. I mean, I guess there could be. There is no guessing. It's more downward channel. That's not a falling wedge, is it? Down channel. You'd be reaching there. Yeah, guys, in terms of Cardano, I don't really have any further updates. I mean, this thing's just kind of, there isn't anything really, there isn't any, honestly. Was that Track? I think Track, you had to ask the question. Nothing super exciting going on here. It's just sort of, I was about to say dead. Somebody will take that the wrong way. It's just dead in terms with the rest of the market, that there's just no momentum. The project is not dead. Don't take those words literally. There's no volume. There's no momentum. There's no interest right now. All right. Damn, what is going on? Now, what's interesting is right at this area, you see how we wicked below this area, and right now we've essentially retraced to right here. I would love for this area to hold, but I can't guarantee you it's not. There isn't any, well, I can't guarantee you anything, but it'll be interesting to see if this level holds. If it doesn't, I have the other areas charted out for you here. Obviously, ideally, we want to hold this level. If we hold this, I would say this, if we hold this 24-cent area, okay, you know, we essentially have a double, triple, quadruple bar. Though we've hit, the more I'm looking at this chart, I will say this, the more I'm looking at this, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touch, yeah, I want to see this thing get out of here, because the more we continue to interact with this 24-cent level, this thing's just going to weaken, and the probabilities are significantly increasing that we're just going to continue going lower towards 22 cents and hopefully not below that. Now, what I would start to get bearish on this chart, I'm not bearish on it yet, but where I would start to get bearish, okay, because when you zoom out, you actually look at the chart in its entirety, I'm still good with this chart. But where I would start to get bearish, this damn auto-scaling, sorry. Where I would start to get bearish on Cardano, I think you know what I'm going to say. If we break 22 cents, because then what you're inviting is, first off, you're inviting lower price targets at 20 and possibly all the way down to 15. But now, you know, the low wasn't in. The low, you know, we'd like to see the low printed in June 23, right? June of this year. If we start making new lows, it's not bullish for the chart. There's nothing that's bullish about that. And there is price confluence down in this area, 15 cents, 11 cents. I'm not telling you it's going to go down there. I'm just saying, first off, the more we hang out at this level at 24 cents, we keep bouncing off here, the probability is increasing we're going to go lower. And we only have one touch back in June of 23 at this 22 cent area. So I would be nervous if we started to lose like this 24 to 23 and a half cent area. Okay, chart's just kind of looking right now. But that's sort of par for course with a lot of these projects. If I pulled up Harmony 1 right now, it's kind of If I pulled up H-bar, it had a nice bounce, but ever since then it's been You know, there's just, everything besides Casper right now has been just sort of like blah. Neffy, good to see you in the live stream, my friend. Quick question, what financial or crypto podcast do you follow? I have downtime at work and wanted to know some good ones to follow. Great question. Financial or crypto podcast? Man, I'm all over the place. Let me go to my... make sure the sound's off. All right. Let me go to my... Okay, so I do tune in to Cryptos R Us. I haven't tuned in the past week. I just haven't really found it as helpful or useful information. But the reason I tune into Cryptos R Us is I think he does a good job of covering the news events. I cringe when he attempts to talk about charts because he clearly doesn't understand anything about technical analysis. So those parts I either fast forward or I sit there in amazement. But I will play it in the background. I think he does a nice job. George seems, to me, it's hard. I mean, it's hard for you guys to assess me. I mean, the reality is you don't know me. You know me here on a live stream, but you don't know me in real life, right? I mean, I can sit here and tell you this is who I am because, well, this is who I am, but, you don't know me personally, right? So it's kind of hard. You watch a live stream and you don't know, but to me, he strikes me as an authentic individual, which I appreciate, being an authentic person myself. So he seems like a good guy. Tony Thinking Crypto, shout out to him. I think he does a nice job covering news. He's been doing a lot of interviews over the past couple years. Seems like a hard worker. Another guy that seems very genuine to me. Other channels here, let me just go through them. Ones that I actually watch. The only sort of mainstream media news outlet that I might tune in just once in a while. Once in a while, Bloomberg. I do have Bloomberg on every now and then. Not all the time. David Lynn, I enjoy a lot of his... Some of it gets a little dry, some of the guys he's had on recently, but I think he has some good economists on. So if you're looking for something that is not crypto in nature, but is more financial, check out David Lynn. Of course, Real Vision, Raoul Paul. I love that channel and catch quite a bit of material on there. I don't think Value Entertainment would qualify as financial. That's more political, but I have been checking them out lately, the PBD podcast. Alessio Rastani, he does a very nice job. I appreciate his technical analysis. Paul Barron, the Paul Barron Network, I'm kind of mixed on his... Sometimes I think he does a good job of covering things in the way he speaks, but then there's other times where I've tuned in and I don't know, I'm kind of mixed. I'm subscribed to his channel, but I haven't been tuning in recently. Rebel Capitalist, definitely subscribed to George. I think it's Gammon, George Gammon. Rebel Capitalist is a great channel. I appreciate his views on most things. You might find this hard to believe, but another channel that I am subscribed to, actually I haven't listened to one of his podcasts in a while, and this would be more financial and less crypto. Peter Schiff, absolutely. Just because of his views, and I've shared this with you guys, just because of his views on crypto or Bitcoin or whatever they are, it doesn't mean that the guy isn't educated, smart. I agree with a lot of his views on things. He's a libertarian. I don't speak politics on here, but I've never what do I want to say? I've tended to be more conservative in nature of who I am. I've never identified, that's what I wanted to say. I've never identified as, ooh, am I self-identifying right now? Everybody's into that shit. I self-identify as a 25-year-old rich Italian male living on an island, and I have beautiful women all in them. But don't worry. What was I going to say? Age identification will be a real thing. If everybody can just self-identify as whatever gender they want, why the hell not your age? I'm 25. Hey, someone told me today they thought I was 31. So some girl I was talking to, she again, I had another interaction today at the gym where someone asked me, well, actually she asked me how I got as strong as I was and my muscles and everything, and also my energy level. And I was like, well, I'm 41 and I've been doing this. And then I told her how long I've been working out. And she was surprised that I was 41. She thought I was 31. And then she happened to be 31. But then they ask you that tricky question, how old do you think I am? Well, I'll be generous. What was I going to say? Oh, Peter Schiff. So I don't know where the hell I was going. Oh, age identification. Yeah, so Peter Schiff, I identify, if I had to identify with a political party, I would say I'm libertarian for sure. And Peter Schiff is a libertarian, and I think he has a lot of really good views on things. Another channel, by the way, Neffy, another channel, Bankless Nation, I've given them a shout out on Twitter before. I think they have some good videos out there. I appreciate his content. I am subscribed to Scott Melker, the Wolf of All Streets, although I have not tuned into his channel for probably the past 6 months. I don't know why. He has some good content out there. I just wasn't finding it as helpful. Every now and then I'll tune into his channel. I shouldn't say that. If he has some special guests come on, and there's a group conversation, depending who comes on, I will check out his channel. I'm kind of mixed on him. I don't know how I feel about Scott. Mark Moss, I am subscribed to his channel. That can be heavy crypto. It's also very heavy finance. He seems like a really smart guy. I watch him infrequently. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else. And then besides that, my friend, those are sort of the regulars. Outside of that, it's just miscellaneous stuff that I come into. Like, it's just miscellaneous YouTube videos, not so much Spotify. Audible, I've been trying to do some more auditory books. Don't know if you caught this, but I just downloaded the Caspa book that recently came out. I had tweeted about it. I'm not going to pull it up. Well, actually, I can quick pull it up. I actually tweeted at Elon Musk. I lost my blue check mark, by the way, because I changed my profile photo. This Caspa book, the Book of Caspa, I downloaded it. I do have Audible. I do plan to listen to this thing. I'll finish it up this month for sure. I tend to put Audible books on like 1.2 speed, so 20% faster than it typically would. I'll go out to the pool and listen to it. I'll listen to it when I do cardio. I'll listen to it around my place if I'm like cleaning and doing things. And it's typically how I choose to spend my time, because I have a lot of time to myself at the moment. I choose to spend my time learning over just watching TV, right? I don't really watch a ton of TV. I do find when I'm in a relationship, there is a lot more TV watching. Did I answer your question? I hope I answered your question, Neffy. That was a lot. And Neffy, by the way, I'm trying to get to your comment here. By the way, that wasn't a quick question. I went on and on and on, right? If you have any recommendations for me, if you have any recommendations for our community, drop them in the chat. I would appreciate it. And you can also tweet at me as well. Let's see what else we got here. There's a lot of comments. I appreciate the engagement, guys. I'm having problems following everything. This is a rarity. Nice, Ra. What time you go to bed, brother? I go to bed at like 9. I go to bed early. But then again, I get up between typically 4 and 5, so... Smart man, DJ. Yeah, DJ, I think 50 cents for Harmony One is... I first off think that's a realistic price target. I think it's a possibility. I certainly think it's a possibility. $1, I know I had a video out there on $1, and I can go back and listen to it. You can watch it to confirm this. I was saying price targets close to $1. I wasn't necessarily saying $1, 70, 80, 90 cents, whatever. I'm finding 70 cents plus a little less likely, just because didn't see the follow through I wanted to personally see to at least get up to 5 cents. We sort of faded just shy of like 3 cents, or we hit 3 cents, and it's just been kind of down ever since. So, but I think 50 cents is certainly a strong possibility in my opinion. We can take a look at EOS. We can definitely do that, Kathleen. I should get a Cybertruck. I'm into sports cars, my friend. Oh, wow. We got a lot of questions. Nitesh, were you on the other day? I think you had like 2 or 3 questions. I only got to one of them. I don't know if I'm going to get to all 3, my friends. We are an hour into the live stream, so I don't think I'm going to get to all 3. I will get to your first one, though. Yes, congratulations to DJ Netronic. I completely agree. He's got a little bambino on the way. DJ, yeah, I look at a 3-month chart, and it's interesting you bring that up because I might actually create a video on it. For sure. On Bitcoin, I'll look at a 4-month chart, 2-month chart, monthly chart, 3-month chart. Yeah, oof, I know. I struggle with that sometimes. It's like I could just go off camera, to be honest, when I'm charting. Let's try that, actually. I'm going to answer the last 2 questions. I'm going to take my face off so you can actually see everything. See, I would move my camera to the top right, but I keep having people telling me to put it in the bottom left, put it in the top right, put it. You know the reason the camera's in the bottom right was because someone at some point told me to put it there. It's always in the way, no matter where it's at, where my face is at. It's always in the way. Wrecked Capital. I used to follow him more closely, and I haven't. Maybe I should get back into his material. CBG is single. Yes, I am. I wouldn't say I'm not actively dating. I'm very open to... I'm not going to get into my personal life, but then again, I opened up the door, right? But I am single, I will say that. CBG is single and not actively dating, but on the lookout. Works from home, is an actuary, dreaming like the rest of us to be crypto millionaire. You like football and probably love action and sci-fi. Man, you got me down, brother. You forgot the weight training, though. I'm also an animal in the gym. I do find the humor in it because I get extremely intense in the gym, and then in a split second, I can smile really hard and joke with somebody. So it's like I'm bipolar. Kathleen is reiterating that she wants me to look at EOS. Okay, Kathleen. Kathleen, I didn't forget about you. You're one of my faithful followers, subscribers here. So I haven't tried it, but they say the best for retention is to listen to the audiobook while reading the same book. Interesting. Yeah, I've never tried that. Yeah, I watch and listen to a lot of YouTube, and the thing is, I've mentioned this a time or two about my content, but I even think for these live streams, you don't even need to necessarily watch the live stream to get most of it. Even when I'm charting something, I clearly convey what's going on in the chart with bullish divergence, bearish divergence, price support, and price resistance and descending areas of resistance. So I think a lot of stuff you could just listen to. You're going to let me know when you cash out. All right, my friend. All right, let's look at EOS first. Kathleen is very adamant that I look at EOS. Kathleen, do we own some EOS? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Always with the volatility on Poloniex. Never fails. We're going to look at it on the Coinbase exchange, okay, Kathleen? That'll probably help you out anyway because I'm sure you use Coinbase. Kathleen, I don't think you've ever shared. Do you mind sharing where you're located at geographically? What state within the United States, or are you not located within the United States? I don't even know. Okay, this is EOS on the weekly. You've been holding for a long time, huh? Well, yeah, it's... You're in Miami. Oh, wow. So you're like uber close to me. All right. All right. Well, as you know, I'm in South Florida. I'm here in the great state of Florida near Fort Lauderdale myself. So you are a hop, skip, and a jump away. Now, one thing I will say really quickly, just try to check out the price indicators real quick. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the indicators. I will meet all of my fans, all of them. Maybe we can get something going on, Kathleen. All right, so price as you can see here, look at price action. Price is going down, right? But look at the stochastic RSI. It's starting to increase. Now, not only is the stochastic RSI, this is on the weekly, is increasing for EOS, but we're getting close to a positive cross, all right? Like the weatherman that I am, we're getting the positive cross above 20, all right? So that's also a positive sign of what we're seeing here. So one thing that jumped out to me right away was that the stochastic RSI is increasing, and it looks like we're trying to get a positive cross above 20. The other thing, even though the chart isn't looking the greatest, the other thing I like to see, there's minor bullish divergence on the RSI, but we're trying to essentially flatten out on the RSI. Even though price is going lower, and actually there is bullish divergence on the RSI for sure. As you can see, from this point, price has gone down, right? What has the RSI done? It's gone up. So there is a little bit of bullish divergence going on. Now, what that's telling me over a long period of time that that's been existent within the chart, price is due for some sort of, at the very least, a relief rally up, okay? It could be a dead cat bounce, or it could be something a lot more significant. MACD, we're getting close to wanting to cross up. Let's focus on price action, though, Kathleen, because price action is king, all right? So right now, we're definitely in this general down. I mean, I can just keep that on there. Look at this general downturn, right? In price. We definitely do not, I don't think we have a falling wedge here. Although I'm going to draw it out anyway just to see. You'd be reaching. But we do have downward resistance, right? So right now, the way I would frame this, although if you draw it, no, that's not going to work. We're sort of, the way I would label this, Kathleen, we're sort of in this downward channel, which is bearish, okay? So we're just sort of falling in price. At the very least, when we get a bounce, I would anticipate we will see some short-term price action to the upside. And there's a high likelihood we could initially get rejected. You know, we could make rough, depends when we go up, but we could intersect with this line and have like a 60% plus move up. But ultimately, we want to clear this downward resistance. Now, what's happening in the price here, most notably, we haven't found a bottom, okay? So what I don't like about the chart, this is not the best looking chart. What I don't like about the chart is this area here, which is our bottom. You see how it's at 52 cents, okay? Well, you know, we were back here. You know, at approximately 79 cents, and we bounced, right? And then we just rolled over. And now we've bounced off 52 cents. Are we just gonna roll over and create a new low? So the first thing I'm looking for is 52 cents to hold. If 52 cents doesn't hold, now all the price data might not be here. I'm using Coinbase. But based on what I'm seeing here, when I look left, there's no price data to the left. So I know there's more price data than this. But I would not want to see this thing break 52 cents because I'm not seeing anything to the left. Now, in terms of areas of resistance, I already showed you 79 cents. We have a descending area of resistance here. The other areas I would look for, right around here at 91 cents. And then it looks like we have another area of resistance right around $1.05. Okay. 105. Okay. Other areas here. Looks like 120. And 135. So those are all your areas of resistance. I can tell you, Kathleen, I may really appreciate and like, actually because I appreciate you and like you and I love all of my audience, I always keep things real with you guys. This is not a good looking chart. It's just not. You can see all the areas of resistance here. There's some minor things going on with the technicals that could lead to a bounce, but these are all the areas of resistance we need to clear. Not the sexiest looking chart. Yeah, that view doesn't help things. That view doesn't help matters. So that's what I would share with you, Kathleen. Sorry, I wish I could tell you something more bullish, but it's not looking good. I will say this. I want to share something with you on this chart. And I do appreciate you saying you want to meet me one day. I mean, you know, some of you guys, I'm sure I will have an opportunity to meet at some point live. Even though CBG doesn't agree with me, he'll come around. So in DJ's opinion, EOS is complete garbage. I've heard the same thing. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the project, though. But here's the thing. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, because I'm not familiar with EOS, okay? And I've heard bad things about the project, but I've heard bad things about plenty of other projects that I'm bullish about. So what I would say, Kathleen, is if you invested, right? If you took an approach to this that was similar to me, you invested for two reasons, and maybe there was one reason, it was just fundamentals. But when I invest based on both the fundamentals and the technicals. I use both. If the fundamentals are great, but the chart looks like garbage, if the fundamentals are garbage and the chart looks really good, I might put a little bit into it, right? But if both are there, that's a win-win, all right? So if the same applied to you, or maybe you didn't even know technical analysis and you just, you invested based on the fundamentals, the question you should ask yourself is, has anything substantially changed, right? Sometimes it's better to cut your losses and get out and find something better to put those dollars in, because the retail investor mentality is, if you're buying up here and you wrote it up here and it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's got to come back up. It's got to come back up. And maybe it will. Maybe you'll get a little bounce. But maybe all the meanwhile, during this whole time, you could have put it in something that would have appreciated much more significantly in value that's much more sound, right? Am I telling you to sell this? No, that is not what I'm saying. But I'm looking at one ugly chart, and it does make me think of that, okay? So just things to consider. You rode XLM from 3 cents to 93 cents and rode it back down. Nice. Hey, look, I'm right there with you with Sushi Swap. I have called out Sushi Swap countless times on this live stream and said, guys, it's one of the worst calls I've ever had. Sushi Swap, there have been a few projects that when you look at the charts have not panned out the way I thought they would. They have not. There's a couple others. But you live and learn, right? There isn't... These hardships that you go through, these investments you take that don't span out, it provides you, don't lose this, it provides you an opportunity to learn. There isn't anyone that you listen to on YouTube, if they're being genuine with you, if they're actually being honest with you and authentic, there isn't anyone on YouTube looking at charts, or maybe they just do the fundamental thing and they talk about fundamentals with projects. There isn't anyone that hasn't fucked up badly and hasn't invested something that didn't do well, right? But you learn from those things, and you ask yourself, well, what mistakes did I make, or what could I have done differently? And then when something similar happens in your life and it presents itself, you're going to respond differently. So just respond that way. Okay, just keep in mind, I'm not telling you to get rid of it, and DJ Neutronic is sharing his opinion with you. Just remember, I'm just telling you what I see in the charts. I'm never giving financial advice on this channel, but the chart looks like hot garbage. You know what the chart looks like? Let me show you another chart that looks like hot garbage. You want to see a hot garbage chart, guys? I tweeted something out the other day. This chart looks like a pile of steaming shit. I have all of my flare wrapped up and staked, and my flare balance continues to increase. I have a lot of flare. But the USD value somehow, even though my flare balance, I could pull it up on my phone right now. I'm going to go to Bifrost here, Bitfrost, wherever the hell it is. I always confuse if it's Bitfrost or Bifrost, whatever the fuck it is. Bifrost. You know why I don't want to say Bifrost? It just doesn't sound right. It sounds like it should say be Bitfrost. Everything is bit in crypto, right? I go into Bifrost and I look at my balance and I'm like, wow, okay, my balance is significantly higher than it was like 4 months ago, yet the USD value is half. How does that happen? This chart is crap. There are people out there that are super excited about Flare. Why? Why, people? Look, maybe the fundamentals and what they've been selling sound great. Believe me, I've read a lot of stuff about Flare and how crazy it's going to be and how awesome it is. Guys, look at this. This looks horrendous. I feel really bad for anyone that bought up in these levels thinking that, oh yeah, this thing was, I mean, it's just, there is no bottom. There, again, Flare, ticker symbol FLR, the hard fork from XRP, this thing could very well bottom this month, and maybe the bottom really is at a psychological level of a penny. But let me throw something out to you. Why can't this thing go to 1/10 of a cent? Why can't this go to 0.1 cents? When I look at a chart like this, I don't know where the bottom is. This thing looks like a pile of shit, honestly. So, again, it doesn't look as bad as this chart. This chart looks worse than this chart. But I'm just giving you my honest opinion. They both circle Uranus looking for Klingons. That's horrible. DJ, that's horrendous. Guys, we're up against the clock here. There were 3 other charting questions, and I feel bad. Vasali. No, wait, hold on. Was it Vasali? Who was it? There were 3 questions in here. I didn't want to lose track. Nitesh, if you are still here, Nitesh, let me know, and I will chart out any one of the 3. I'm not doing all 3, but any one of the 3 that you asked about. If you are here, HTRTAPLZ. If you're here, I'm charting one of them. If you're not, we're calling it a day. Are you still here, my friend? There is a lag. Yeah, we can take a look at Pepe tomorrow. If I'm here tomorrow. You know, Fridays lately I haven't been here, so you might have to hold off until Monday. But I might be here tomorrow. I've been in contact with a buddy of mine about getting together. And sounds like he's still in Tennessee. He took a trip with his wife. And what the hell did he say? If my friend is listening, if Kevin, this is not giving anything away. If Kevin is listening, you are terrible at getting back to me sometimes. But then again, I'm terrible too. Like, I really don't have anything. I mean, we're both sometimes terrible about it. So, yeah, he'll let me know tonight or tomorrow. I'll hear from him tomorrow at some point. So I might be getting together with him. I might not. If I'm not getting together with him, I'm not going to have anything going on tomorrow. So, which means I'll do the live stream. But if not, then I probably won't be doing the live stream tomorrow. All right, my friend Nitesh is not here. He is not here. He lost his opportunity. You lost your opportunity, my friend. Come back on the live stream tomorrow or Monday, and I promise I'll remember your name, and I will chart it, by the way. And I'll also do Pepe. Guys, thank you for tuning in. This was one of the longest live streams that I've done by myself. I am in conversation with hopefully to get a guest on for September, in the middle of conversations there. So we'll have to see if that works out. If not, I have a couple other people in mind. But I did reach out to someone, and I'm in the early stages of trying to get something together. So, all right. Appreciate everyone new tuning in, everyone returning who's tuning in. Appreciate the support. Everybody take care of themselves. Enjoy the Thursday night football game tonight. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to kick the crap out of the Minnesota Vikings. Enjoy that. Sorry, Kyle. Enjoy that, and until next time, let's all spread awareness. Let's carry the education forward. Take care, everybody. Peace out.